Hey guys, we're live for comics and coffee. I am DJ Kaufman, the cartoonist here at VeeFriends, drawing the comics live here today. I'll be drawing some Curious Crane. We'll take a look at. Hold on a second, the stream's up over on Instagram too. Let me get my TikTok chat open. All the chats. Great. All right. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're live on all the channels. X, Twitch. What am I drawing today? I will be drawing some Curious Crane. Take a look at today's comic that should be dropping like right now. So we'll read it together. It's always fun. Got the 555 fan. He needs to make something for his party, but he only has some peanut butter, sugar, and 1 egg. Hey everybody over on Instagram, how you doing? Gonna be working on the comic strip. We're gonna look at the comic strip for today before I get to drawing tomorrow's or the weekend's comic strips. So Resourceful Robin says, hey, you only need let's make cookies with these 3 ingredients. So we got the peanut butter, 1 egg, and some sugar. And he's like, for real? Quick mix a bag of, mix a cup of peanut butter, a cup of sugar, pop an egg in there and stir it up real good. Preheat your oven to 350. So we got Resourceful Robin today giving some resourceful tips for 3 ingredient cookies. Hey Shepherd over on Twitch. Morning Daily Damien over on YouTube. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are having a good day. We're looking at today's comic strip. Now we got make that dough into little balls, 1-inch balls, throw it in your oven for 10 minutes. And then they're delicious. Peanut butter cookies. And he's now ate them all. So that's the joke. Is that he cooked them for the party and then he ate them all. And Resourceful Robin's like, hey man, I thought those were for the party. So cute little joke. Try those cookie recipes though if you want. Not the healthiest thing to eat, but occasionally. We also have Empathy Elephant kind of sneak appearance on the peanut butter there. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the chats. I'm gonna try and keep an eye on everything. We have a comic series 2 to Kangaroo Heroes. We have a comic series 2. To teach kids about finances and how to stay out of trouble. That's great. So excited to meet you at VCon. I'll be at VCon. Same. Okay, just checking the chats here real quick. I'll look through occasionally. If you want to say hello, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Aging Death says, is it sanitary for a bird to be cooking? Probably not. Also, is it weird that the bird is cooking an egg? I don't know. Morning, guys. Just getting started here. Just getting it going. So, have some coffee, drawn some comics. Let's draw a new one. Today, by the way, you can see all these comics now on all the VeeFriends channels. If you're new to VeeFriends, let's take a look. I'll just show you real quick before you leave. VeeFriends.com has all of we have the trading card game. We've got the minis for your pencil. By the way, I always forget to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pick a mini for today. I want to do something different. These are the minis that go on the pencil tops. Let's go with Intuitive Iguana today. I kind of put that on there. Love these VeeFriends minis. They're all over vending machines all over the country or eBay. I specifically like them for drawing and because it lets me drum on my iPad. Cool, awesome. All the characters are on there now. So if you click all characters and you want to see accountable ant, let's click her, him, accountable ant. You can see the character profiles, and then any comics that they're tagged in now have a comic corner. So you can actually read the comics right on the comic corner. The full archive is on there. You can see all the comic strips that we've done. You can also download, here's our life hacks from yesterday, I believe. You can download a pretty high resolution version. I see a lot of people out there making animations, stuff like that. That's really cool. And then there's tags here down at the bottom too. So if we want to see all the ones that your poor relationship with time is in, now all the comics with the poor relationship with time come up. Shout out to the developers, the tech crew, the wizards behind the scenes. Appreciate them building such a nice archive of the comics. And of course, you can read them every day here on Instagram and TikTok and just anywhere VeeFriends is living. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. Hope you're not just living for your weekend. You know. Someone said they see it as sanitary as for Remy for ratatouille to cooking too. What type of coffee am I drinking? I am drinking I'm having some Highlander cream coffee from Presto George in the Strip District in Pittsburgh. Some of the best coffee on the planet. Presto George. Oh, I left the. Is it sanitary for the bird to be cooking on the screen? Oh well. Okay. All right. So I've never drawn Curious Crane before. That's who's over here on the left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put another layer here, turn off everything else, and we're going to get into drawing some Curious Crane. The comics on my wall back there, someone mentioned, those are Pearl Jam posters mostly. We got some Foo Fighters back there, little Zay Frank over this shoulder, Zay Frank poster. G.I. Joe number 21 right there, which is kind of why I keep that close, is because that's why I had the epiphany when I was like 8 years old that people drew that. That's called the silent issue with Snake Eyes. And I was like, holy cow, someone drew this without words. You know, it's cool. So I keep that real handy, keep it nearby. All right, so I'm going to draw Curious Crane here. This is how I start. Never drew Curious Crane before, so I'm going to start with the VeeFriends body shapes, by the way, are very like, they either have like bean shapes like that. Sometimes they're like this. Sometimes they're like that. So in this case, she's got more of a sideways bean shape there. So I'm just going to get the proportion of how she might be standing, kind of thicker legs than the small birds. This is Curious Crane. If you're new to VeeFriends, there's over 280 characters for your perusal or thinking. And they all have different traits like this. So like, okay, so she's got some pretty long, like they're skinny up top. This will be perfect for this strip idea that I've got here. So we can I'm just kind of figuring out I guess what we'd call the composition of this. And they've been drawn a couple different ways. If you go to the website, you can actually see, I'm just going to show you. We could take some time here to show you. People really appreciated it over on Instagram, especially. Little tour of VeeFriends, what I'm talking about here. So if you go to all characters on the VeeFriends site and I type in Crane, and you want to know more about Curious Crane, you can look it up, click Curious Crane. It's kind of fun. There's always a little quote. And then you can say, like, where do I find Curious Crane? We've got her on merchandise. You can buy like an NFT or digital collectible, trading cards, but there's also a cool video here. Every single character was hand drawn by Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V created the VeeFriends, hence the name VeeFriends. Makes sense, right? And you can see like the character stats for like how many unique owners of like the series 1 and series 2 there are, what price it's going for right now on the, you know, the magical marketplaces out there, and the different versions of her. So sometimes I'll reference like some of these series. She's sleeping there. Wake up, wake up. We got a comic to do. If I hold my finger down here, I can kind of see the. That's kind of a neat one, actually. That's a neat pose. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that in my reference sheet if I can. Paste from clipboard. And now I got it in there to kind of reference just the anatomy, you know, like we're not really trying to make it look exactly like the series 2 cards here, but we tried to Dan, there's no Hoobastank poster up there, I guarantee. There's some Queens of the Stone Age, some Foo Fighters. What else do I got? Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, Queens of the Stone Age. I got a Jack White poster somewhere hiding back there. And some Rockin' Tours over here. They're the only ones that get the wall space. So yeah. Again, I'm just kind of, okay, so let's get into drawing. Talking too much here. It's nice hanging out with you guys. She's got kind of like Spider-Man eyes, you know? And you wouldn't know. So one of the things when you're looking at the front of the characters, they've got the beak like that. If you're drawing it, you might think that's a small beak, but she's got like a more of an extended beak coming out. Not super long, but good enough that, you know, on a side view, I gotta break the panel of her face a little bit, which is good. Especially I want to make sure that anybody that's, you know, we shouldn't say owner, but like we have owners of these cards or fans of this character. All the characters have, you know, groups of people that collect them. And this will be the first time I'm drawing her in a comic strip. Probably the first time she's appeared in anything like storyline wise, which this is a joke comic here, but another thing I noticed when I'm drawing VeeFriends is some of the characters have like the claws, nubbins, that's what I call them, and some of them don't. So some birds have the nubbins, some don't. She's got the nubbins, so I'll just kind of do that. And that's just one shape that I'm going to need. It's very simplistic for right now. And I might want to do more of a kind of a straight on view. Let's do that. Hand in the air. Hand in the air, hand on the hip. Pretty good one. And then you can see the kind of the classic head shape. Her head's like one of these deals. Like a, I don't know what I'd call that shape. So when you're drawing, you're just thinking of the shapes, right? So she's got more of that kind of head shape going on. And a lot of the characters, again, there's different shapes over and over again when they, you know, originally. They're different than when Gary drew them. When the Series 2 the trading cards and whatnot. The character designer there obviously like had certain shapes to work from, and chose one of these shapes. So, okay, enough sketching there. I thought, okay, I'll probably finish out this one a little bit. Steven, can't believe I'm in Pittsburgh. I am definitely in Pittsburgh. I'm a Yinzer. Well, not really. I mean, you have to be sort of aging death. This is Procreate. I'm drawing. I'm drawing in Procreate. I draw all the comics in Procreate. I'll have to do a catch up of the comments on Instagram because there's quite a few people popping in and out over there. So appreciate you guys being here and checking out VeeFriends for a little bit. You can again read the daily comic strips on all the VeeFriends social channels and now on the website as well. So appreciate that. Who's over on TikTok? Sorry guys, I haven't checked the TikTok chat. Steve, morning Blockfather, Steve. What else we got over here? The chat's not letting me move. Okay, cool. Hashtag no love. See you watching. Thanks for watching. First time I'm drawing Curious Crane. It's a funny joke too. It's something that Andy and I were talking about, and he's like, "Why don't we try it?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." Maybe I'll disclose it as we're. I kind of always want to like. I want you to like read the comics and be surprised and say like, "Oh, I saw him drawing that," and then you see the actual, comic, the final comic, and you're like, "Oh, I see what he did there." I'm just gonna blow all these up. Why not? Even these shapes over here, I can reuse them, or I can just use them as. I'm just gonna blow them up. This This is kind of how we start with. Never drawn the character before, so I'll always do like a little session. If it's a new character that I haven't drawn before, I'm gonna do a little something like this. You can see that I did that with Resourceful Robin earlier in the week because we've had Resourceful Robin all week in the comics. But I'm pretty fast. Pretty fast at this. When I first started, I was like really under pressure too, because like I've been at it for a couple months, and I felt like a little private pressure to like I want to get the characters right for the fans, for the community, because I know people collect these, and I don't want to like do an injustice to the character that you like. So for the most part, people seem to be really happy. Oh, her eyes kind of turn in a little bit. So sometimes they do that. Kind of feminine, look. Also, the series too, like they often have their eyes closed and look kind of like seductive or lazy or tired. I like to have big, I like to have the eyes pretty opened up whenever I draw it. That's kind of what I like to do. I'd say that the two eyelashes, pretty, you got to keep with the character as much as I can. So I'll remember now that like, oh, she has 2 eyelashes. Some of the characters have 3 eyelashes. These are things that most people probably wouldn't think about. But if you're drawing a character over and over again, like I can see how this eyebrow really isn't an eyebrow, but I'm going to use it as an eyebrow for expression, that black line. And I'm going to, It does connect to the beak though, so it's a very long. I'm picturing it like a very long eyebrow line. That actually makes that pretty easy to do. I like that. And I usually don't do the see how there's two colors in the eye. I won't put that brown color until I'm in the coloring stage. So sometimes I'll forget. Or if it's really small, then it makes the eye look blotchy, so I just don't mess with it sometimes. But and then it's nice to have those different views. Just got kind of like a luchador Spider-Man eyes, which is fun. Cool. I'm not seeing any back tail. Okay, there we go. So it's got more like a duck tail. The woo ducktails. But the key thing for her wing is that it's definitely skinny up here, and then it gets big. I'm going up to New York on Monday, so I'll be hanging out in office. Probably stream from the office next week. Some of these streams probably in the morning. I don't know. I need to check with if any of the teams listening. I need to check with like when does the office open, because I wake up pretty early. I'll just go over to the Fanatics. Everybody be walking in like, did DJ ever leave? Nope. Still here. They got coffee there, so like they got coffee in the office. That's all I need. Just some coffee, and I'm sure there's like a night janitor or something. We could hang out and draw some comics together at Hudson Yards. I'm also hoping that the weather cooperates. I'm not a big fan of rain. If you watch the streams, you might know that. I may have said that before. I'm not a huge fan of rain. Just because I think I'm like, I'm an artist, so I'm either working on paper or digital. So rain really just ruins my day. Rain's like my kryptonite. Ask my wife; she'll tell you. We had a friend visit town once. We were touring them all around Pittsburgh. We're like, we got to do all the Pittsburghy things. He was an influencer guy, like Clueless Bushcraft, my friend. So we're like, okay, we got to do the Gateway Clipper, and we got to do this, and we got to do that, and we got to do all these things. And we're taking them all around Pittsburgh, and it started raining, and I was like just quietly miserable. And he was like, I love the rain. I love it. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, it makes the day more memorable. He's like such a positive dude, which was very, very good lesson. It was like, he's like, you're going to remember this day more because we were soaking wet. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but he's right, because it is like, I remember this now, and I'm telling you this story. So every time it rains now, my wife will say like, see, it got more special. And I'm like, no. No. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Clueless Bushcraft. Do I prefer paper over digital? I like to draw on everything. So I grew up traditionally. Tune in Monday for some news on the comic there, Aging Death. Paper or digital? I prefer digital now because I I know how to draw traditionally, but for the work that we do, putting out so many comics and professional wise, it's just more efficient. But the process is the same, if that makes sense. Hopefully. I'm going to scan through some comments here while I'm looking at this. It's very hard to catch up on the Instagram because Instagram says like join. They don't separate out those comments, which is weird. Instagram, what are you going to do? Yeah, 555 fan wasn't one that I thought that I would. Blockfather over on TikTok mentioned crushing out the comment. Appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And I wasn't really. If you would have told me starting out that I would have been doing so much 555 fan, I wouldn't have thought about it. But like, I don't know. He's fun to draw. He's also likable. You know, we were talking about him a little bit yesterday in like a little brainstorm meeting. And I got to remember, you know, he's not just like a foil of a human. Like, he's definitely like the whole spirit of 555 fan is he's like a fan of you sort of thing. Like whatever you're up to, he's rooting you on. So that got me thinking about what is 555 fans actual content that he's recording. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a great time to go back and read the comics. One of our best performing comics, best performing posts of all time, I think, on Instagram was the 555 fan creator and almost giving up, and the content condor comes down and says like keep on publishing and anyways, I was thinking to myself, well, what is his content? We don't see what his content is actually about. He's just like, here's another video. We don't see what he's actually talking about. So that might be fun to explore in a future comic. And I feel like it could be based on his trait. Like, what is he like? His videos are about you, maybe. You know, I'm just thinking out loud here. This is just me brainstorming with you. And so I've been. I think about these things when I'm drawing the character. You can see what I'm doing there. Like you can see that top line of her eyebrow is kind of like the luchador top Spider-Man eye. It's going to be good for like expression too if I can change that up. So if you have a favorite VeeFriend, tell me why in the chat or the comments. Tell me your favorite VeeFriend and why. If you've done that in the past, you don't have to do it again. But if you're first time watching the stream or checking it out, I like to hear it. It changes sometimes from time to time for people. So I like to know why. We've got like already have a pretty big fan base for VeeFriends, and there's a lot going on. You know, we've got the daily comic, but we also have the trading card game, the Compete and Collect. They do those streams all the time on Fanatics Live and give away all kinds of cool stuff. I think they were looking for a Babe Ruth baseball. I didn't check in on that to see if they found it or got it or how that went. I need to catch up. I was busy yesterday. But yeah, I'm always curious. These are almost like live surveys for you, and they help me and they help the team develop the characters and stuff. So like, I like to know who your favorite characters are and why, and what you're vibing with out there. What would you like to see more of? We keep it all, in mind when we're working on things. So to me, it's a very community-led, driven project too. think that the team would agree. Shepard said his faves are Willful Wizard, and I don't know why exactly. I just like him the best. I also like the Willful Wizard. He's kind of always have him kind of handy. Got a couple different versions of him. Wait, you can't see it on the other streams. Uh-oh. Huh. Why isn't that? Let's try to fix that scene real quick, because, man. Technology. Interesting. Oh well, guess you guys can't get that other view. Give it to you this way. Willful Wizard. There he is. You can also do this should autofocus now too, right? The intuitive iguana. Let's put him right in the. Sorry, TikTok, and can't see this, but they can't see your view either. So let's go back to that. For some reason, my iPhone camera doesn't want to connect to OBS. Sometimes it's like it's fidgety. So we're just drawing the Curious Crane here for a little bit. I feel pretty comfortable with the anatomy now and like getting her down. As far as you can see, like I did a couple heads there, but now it's actually pretty easy. But I'm going to go ahead and just draw it out for you. Aging Death says their favorite character is Graceful Goldfish because we were gifted a VeeFriends card by Gary. Gary's often doing that. He's giving things away. He's giving it away. Give it away now. We should get the Red Hot Chili Peppers to be a opening act at VeeCon. I think they're out in LA. Come on, let's get the Chili Peppers. And they could sing Give It Away now as Gary is like, is anyone listening? Like, events team, come on. Although, give it away, give it away, give it away now. And Gary could just be on stage, like just giving things away. And then Oprah can get up there and give away. And then suddenly, like, there's people giving away Teslas. And this is all imaginative, guys. Don't be like, DJ said on the stream, you're giving away Teslas. And don't. Just this is all make believe. This is all fun. Gonna get a message from someone that's like, DJ, you can't. Alex, our lawyer will be like, our attorney, he'll be like, DJ, you can't say we're giving away Teslas. DJ, did you say you were giving away a Tesla on the live stream? No, that's not happening. Let's picture all the tweets being like, Oprah's headlining VeeCon and Oprah's giving away things underneath seats. Gary's running around the audience giving away Teslas. Yeah, everybody tweet Gary right now and say, "Where's Gary? Where's my Tesla?" He'll be like, "What? What are you doing?" It's a joke. I get a lot of people asking me, what's going to happen at VeeCon, and I'm like, I don't know. It's going to be awesome. That's a pretty standard. That's a pretty safe answer. Be like, DJ, we have to have a special meeting. Why are you saying? I was like, it was just me talking out loud. My dream VCon fund would be opening act is Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, Flea's out there on the bass and they're singing "Give It Away Now." Gary pops out of this, pops out of somewhere, and he's giving things away. And then Oprah shows up for some reason. I mean, it might, that's now that I'm saying it. Like Deepak Chopra was at the last one. He's kind of like Oprah's homie, I think. Like, I can, we can make this happen. Nobody's paying attention. Anyway, so. I'm picturing Red Hot Chili Peppers on the stage at VCon and everybody going like, have you heard this new band? They're called like the Green Pepper somethings or others. The green mild tomatoes. Yeah. Let's make a disappointed Curious Crane face here. I don't need to draw this many Curious Cranes. This is pretty ridiculous that I'm doing this many, but something like a confused Curious Crane. Let's do that. See, I can take that line and make it into, it doesn't connect anymore. I'm just gonna change the expression on her face and the red can still connect. Teslas? What? Sorry, Alex. I was just, DJ, we talked about this. Just don't make any promises. I'm not. I'm just saying. It was a joke. It was funny. DJ's dropping some alpha on the streams. I promise you that is not going to happen. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. All right, now let's do a stare. So you can see, like, I've gone from like basic to straight shot to side shot to like an expression, and now I'm just going to do something like completely ridiculous. Like, how would we draw the crane like hysterically laughing at DJ's joke about we'd have to like really bend the rules a little bit. It's what I do. We bend them. Let's just get in there. This would be like almost the underside of the beak now. We're inside the crane's mouth. Closed eye, but she's got the eyelashes. She's just like doubled over with laughter, you know? You can see that. Ha ha ha. All right. VeeFriends, not sponsored by Tesla yet. Elon, Elon, come on. No. I know you're watching the stream, Elon. Hope you're enjoying VeeFriends. Elon, who's your favorite VeeFriend? Let's go. Okay. Pretty cool, curious crane there. That's fun. I'm ready now. I'm ready to draw this string. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. We're gonna push her down here. Or actually, I don't want to shrink it because. Okay. I'm going to push this down here for right now. I'm going to save that sketch for myself. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on the strip idea. So now we're getting into an actual strip. There's some lettering here that you won't really see. So now I'm going to go back to the actual strip process. And I don't really feel like I need the reference anymore for right now. I don't need that. So just move that out. Cool. Check the chat real quick. Just reset before I get into keeping my head down here. T-Converse over on. Did you just hear Red Hot Chili Peppers are playing VCon? Wouldn't it be crazy if that was true? Like if that became true? Like I did not. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, same thing. I know what this joke is gonna be. So I'm just gonna get rid of this and start again because originally I was drawing Logical Lion in this comic, but we changed it up to Curious Crane, which is cool. Works both ways. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Like I'm gonna figure out the proportions of Curious Crane. I know, like on a scale of 10. How much do you want to find out? So we got this. I'm just going to go ahead and just shade in the silhouettes. Very similar to what I kind of just drew. But this time she may have a pointer of some kind. That'll be the beak area, right? And then there will be a small, let's make it like a kid. And I think I have, let's see, do I have, what happened? Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, my screen went down. What's going on there? Huh, okay. You never know what's going to happen live. So I'm just going to draw like a basic kid kind of sitting, looking a little bit like, because he's saying, I don't know what to do with my life. Right? So he's a little disappointed. I just want the shape of the kid. And we'll get in there and kind of like mess with how he looks. Give it a second. Maybe it'll be like a little girl. No. Just go with little boy for right now. It's really kind of like an NPC, non-player character. So then I'm just gonna take those like in proportion to the bird. Curious Crane. This is kind of the situation that we have as far as like how far are they apart in the panel. And then I'll take that, blow that up. And I really wish my other cameras work. This is bothering. I'm going to try and fix it real quick. Plug that. Okay, plug that in nice and tight there. I don't want to disrupt the other stream. I think I got it. Wait, it's going to happen. Is it going to happen? Come on. F1 camera? Well, that's that would kind of work maybe. Oh boy, nope. Might have just I might have messed up the TikTok. You know what? I'm not going to mess with it. Never mind. Let's just go back to iPad only for this stream. Gotta break things, DJ. I just want things to work. You know, it's not much to ask for. So that's a good composition there to start. We're gonna fade those guys out. Now I'm gonna get in there and pencil. Back to that. And we'll make up the kid as we go. It could just be a random child or a random little kid. Let's just get in there. The ear. Shape of the face there. Appreciate you guys hanging out, watching. Hopefully I didn't break the note. Looks like the streams are still up good. Toying around too much with things while I'm... Hey Rocky over on TikTok. What's up? It's new to get on Instagram Live. I wasn't able to make that work. I don't know what someone's talking about over there on Instagram. Sorry. Don't know what random stuff you're talking over on Instagram. Sorry. Can't help you there. But appreciate you watching. We're drawing comics here. We're going to draw a weird random haircut on this kid. Why not? Sometimes the fun stuff comes from random drawing. And remember, he's saying, I don't know what to do with my life. So he's got kind of like this, like deep thoughtful look. Maybe he's looking up a little bit. And give him a little bit of a hoodie there. What else? Maybe some strings on his hoodie. Just something interesting, you know? We might not ever see this kid again in this comic, but who knows? I'm sure we'll start building out more of like there's a couple characters I've redrawn this week. You might have seen a couple that have made like human NPCs that are making like another appearance in the comic. Just familiarity, you know. Oh, I remember that guy. He was in one of the other comics, right? Cool. I'm probably going to go till about 10:15 or 10:20 a.m. here. Today I'm drawing Curious Crane. She's going to help this boy find out what he needs to do with his life. She's got a formula for that. And now what I'm doing is I'm challenging myself to remember all of that I just drew with the crane, because it's just part of being and I'll double check my lines, but part of being a daily cartoonist is, trying to remember or trying to learn quickly with what the characters look like. I know that she has 2 eyelashes, like I said, remember that. I actually think more and more, anyways, this is what I'm doing. I'm remembering that the lines of her eyebrow connect to the beak. Remembering that it's a luchador type of mask sort of thing looking pattern. Spider-Man, we can say. And then her head is that bottleneck shape. Her body has that bean sort of feeling, and then she's going to have some kind of pointer of some kind. You'll see why in a moment. She's got a chart over here behind her. With 0, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Gonna run out of 8. The chart. Be able to see it in a moment, probably. Well, tomorrow you'll see what it is. That's not going to work either. I shouldn't even worry about that too much. All right, I'm not going to worry about that right now. What's most important is I get this shoulder blade right. I'll even just forget that, what I drew over there. I'm just going to get rid of that. I want the birds are fun to draw in cartoon because you can draw the hands as sort of like their counterparts. The feathers are kind of the counterparts to the fingers, if that makes sense. Just to get the gesture of well, how much do you want to find out? Landon, sorry, not. I was like, Lando Calrissian. Lando said, I love the crane. That's my character. It's awesome. Hopefully I'm doing the crane justice. I think you'll like this comic. Andy had this little idea spin, so we're trying it out. Talk about it. Well, maybe you'll just read it tomorrow in the full comic, maybe. Again, she's got the what I call the nubbin claws. Some characters have them, some don't. She's got them. I try to pay attention to those little details. I'd say that's probably her shape, right? I'll just double check. Make sure I got the proportions right. About right. Her neck's a little skinny, to be honest. But it's skinny there too, so Not too worried about it. Might just fatten it up a little bit. Maybe just bump her head back. Let's do that. Bump this head back just a notch. Then we can thicken up the neck just a little bit. Just a smudge. It's better. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with being called Lando. A lot, some of the smoothest characters in Star Wars. Thanks for hanging out Friday morning. Anybody have weekend plans? My weekend plans include, we decided this year, like, instead of feeling pressured to like make a bunch of food on like a holiday, we decided to go for like a family walk. So we're gonna go to this trail in the morning on Easter morning and walk with my son and his fiance and maybe the other kids. I don't know if they're coming or not, because we kind of feel like we don't want our family gatherings to revolve around food. I mean, it's nice. I love food. Don't get me wrong, but we're trying to get a little healthier and like. So that's been part of my wife's idea, and I was like, I'm down for that. You know, it's a good way to start your holiday morning. Taking a walk, getting in some nature. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate, because as you know, rain and me are not friends. We're not buddies. Lando, sick. Hope you feel better, man. What did I do? Did I just totally deleted the whole? Shoot, what did I do? There we go. All right, sync this up. Oop. Yeah, okay. Oh, why do I keep touching that? I need to push this plus up here. And then I just totally turned off everything. Okay. I also don't need that. But that kind of helps. The contrast helps. You see the lines, which is interesting on the screen. So with a white, they're kind of all blown out a little bit. But when I put that contrast gray behind it, you can kind of see the line art better. So I'll just keep that on for now. Cool. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Switch to my inking mode. Also, just want to fade out those lines because I'll probably ink the balloons up. Yeah, I'm officially over the cold weather, that's for sure. So, looks like the forecast is calling for rain up in New York next week when I'm there. And not thrilled about that. It rained the last time I was there too, but whatever. I like to walk, so. Man, I really wish I could get this camera to work. So you can see my hands on the screen. Over on TikTok, they can see what my hands are doing, and that's all they can see. So they're used to the book. Yeah, I think when my kids were little, it was more Easter was like, oh, you had to do the Easter basket thing and all that. I don't know. When your kids are older, you don't really do the Easter baskets or anything anymore. There's always this, I don't know, pressure for parents to like, oh man, holidays are good, no, but I remember feeling like a lot of pressure too. Like, oh man, I gotta get things for the kids. And holidays can be stressful for parents, Kids have no idea. The families that cook like all that food, like I was saying about, usually on holidays you have all the food, and you walk away from the holidays and you're like, okay, I've given myself a holiday break to eat all the food, and then now you come back and you've gained a bunch of weight. You feel like, we don't want to totally wreck ourselves on just one day. Every now and then it's good to just do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, but using a holiday as that excuse probably isn't the greatest. Christina lives in central New York. They get all the seasons in one day this time of year. Yep, I know. I know how that goes. Just south of Pittsburgh, so we have the same kind of weather here. Like, oh, it's sunny. Oh, nope, it's snowing. Nope, wait, there's some rain. Oh, wait, it's sunny again. Now it's wind. Is there going to be a tornado? Who knows? Never know. It's going to happen. Check my. Okay. Fix this shoe here. Oh man, I made it worse. All right. No. Got Curious Crane here. If you're watching, thanks for watching. I'm drawing the daily comic strip for VeeFriends. DJ Kaufman or DJC, you'll see signed on the strip here. We're drawing the comic, putting out the comic 7 days a week. Full-time job. Once I get my speed up, I don't want to say anything or make any promises, but like, it would be super easy to be like going live every day, not for the full comic, because some of these comics can take 4 or 5 hours, in between like some other meetings and eating and stuff like that. But Sundays take about 10 hours to do on average. You wouldn't think, I wouldn't have thought people would watch for very long, but I think the one day I was live for a couple hours and someone watched the whole way through, and then we've got a couple regulars, so I think you like watch while you work sort of thing, which is nice. We got a couple people that watch while they're getting ready for work before they're off to their day jobs. It's kind of one of the reasons I thought, let's put it in the morning, so it's just like a quick way for you to check in and think about VeeFriends first for the day, instead of whatever bad's going on out there in the world. You can kind of have a little chuckle, or spend some time with some friends every morning. You can do that anyways with the daily comics. They come out usually 8:30 a.m. on all the VeeFriends socials. Really appreciate you guys sharing those. If you're already a part of the VeeFriend community, that's a great way to get more people involved. Comics are a great way to reach a new audience. People go like, what is this? What is this crane? What's this bird talking to this little boy? Like, if it's a really funny joke, share it up with your friends. Also, if you're new to VeeFriends, VeeFriends.com has all the action you're looking for. VeeFriends.com. We've got the card game, all kinds of. There's a book coming out, children's book, Gary's first children's book. The minis, like I have on my. Can't see it on the other camera, but and then also all the characters are here. So over 280 characters. There's an alphabetical here. You can see. Let's just scroll through and find one that I've drawn. I know I've done Persistent Penguin a couple times. If we click him, we can see a little bit about him. And then there's also the comic corner, which will show you all the comics that he's appeared in, if we've tagged them properly. And you can read all the comics now on VeeFriends.com. Download pretty good quality versions, high resolution versions of those. It's a good way to spend some time looking through the comics. We had a lot of people when I first started out asking like, where's the best place to read all the comics together, and now they're there. So just follow all the VeeFriends socials and you'll see them every day too, around 8:30. I think that's what we've been kind of settling on. Get rid of that little bit of Just turn on my reference real quick. Oops. Work on closing these lines a little bit. Our eyes closed. Clean up those nails. What's going on? Jeez. Trying to grab that little line there. Gray, purple. Just look at the color schemes before I go in and do some quick coloring on this panel, I think. Turn off the pencils. Merge these down. Now I can just kind of, oops, maybe not. The frames, pinch the frames shut. Oops. Set this as a reference layer. And make sure I'm on the right layer. Another white I'm missing. Grab some red. She's got kind of a deep red. Let's do that. She's got brown eyes. All right, cool. We're gonna give this kid some dirty blonde hair, maybe like that. Give him some skin color. Hopefully his hoodie is not shut, so I'm gonna fix that line real quick. Uh-oh. I did something wrong here. There we go. Start again. I accidentally grabbed the wrong line. Okay. Go back to black line. Just to kind of close the gap on his pants. So his hoodie will be one color. These hoodie strings will be white. Throw this. Oh wait, wrong layer. Gotta remember. We'll do like a blue jacket. See if there's like a maybe some darker blue jeans. Hoodie underneath. Something like this. I'll just go, like, say, what's the opposite color of the spectrum? Will be orange. Let's see what it looks like. It's not too bad. We'll keep it. or I could use the same color as her eyes. No. I don't usually do the coloring on the stream too much because the colors are a little muted. Up on the OBS stream, TikTok, you can kind of see what I'm going. It's a little bit better color matching, I think, on TikTok's version. But then I'll just do like a little bit of shading. I like the 2-tone or 3-tone shading. So you got a mid-tone, and usually you have like a highlight. So I'll just grab that, push. And give this kid some blue eyes. Something with this shading underneath his haircut. It's cool. Good. Something I'm experimenting with is like a little bit of cheek color, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. Just experimenting with that. A little dash of a highlight on the ear and the nose would hit. Who is the blonde kid? It's just an NPC, really. It's just a human. Talked about it a little bit earlier, Joseph, that like sometimes we'll just put in random, humans. So, but perhaps we might start building out some like regular go-to human characters. My take on it right now was that like when you walk around the world, go to the grocery store, whatever, anywhere on the world, the strangers you see are all different, and you might never see them ever again in your life. How much variety of people there are. So like, I like to draw humans differently every time. Really, I think his shoes are going to match his jacket. But that said, probably good to have some. Why is it not? Why can't I color the blue in there? There we go. But in this case, the little kid is saying, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Wrong layer. Okay. I'm gonna bring that back. I just wanted to see the color reference for our friend the crane here. Okay. She's got kind of lighter gray feet. It's kind of like a gray, but it's also a little bit of a red gray, if that makes sense. Kind of like a purplish gray. So I'll go over in the purple spectrum here. Probably closer to the red, right? And then I'm going to grab that kind of gray. Let's just see what that looks like. It's about right. I'm just going to darken this in. Well, can't do it because I didn't close this little line here. Oh, TJ. Come on, brother. Normally I don't close those lines, but it makes it a little bit faster whenever I'm coloring to just be like, boom, right? Oops. And I'm on the wrong layer. Great. There we go. And then I'm going to hit I'm actually going to go a little bit darker. Nope, I don't like that one. Let's go a little bit further into the red. I think it's more like this section. When in doubt, you can just screenshot it like this. And just, there's only one problem doing it this way. That's doing color dropping, which is not from the actual cards. I'll show you what I mean. Probably be hard to see on the screen, but the saturation gets really blown out when you bring it into the iPad, which doesn't look, it's very saturated on my iPad. On the screen it looks pretty mild. But what I'll do is I'll just bring this in, and then I'll just actually change the saturation down to kind of match just slightly. And then I'll grab the color that I want off of there. Just to see what it looks like. It's very dark. But it puts, I'm just seeing where it put me in the color spectrum was over here in the orangish red. So I'm just going to bump up that color just a little bit. There we go. That's the color I want. And then we're going to just do my little trick with about 45-degree angle on the color wheel. And now we're cooking the right colors. Let's do that. Cool. Back to the reference sheet just real quick. And that color is not, so the color on her beak is not the same gray. It's because the artist used the purple color to do the shading throughout the whole thing when they were designing this. So I'm just going to ignore that. It's kind of like the fast way of doing it. kind of want to do it a little bit different. So I'll take that back to the gray, push it to gray. And now I think I got a pretty good gray to use for the fingertips. And I know that the legs are a little lighter gray, so I'm going to just go back up the spectrum there. And then the fingernails, or the nubbins, are back to the dark gray. So let's just grab that. Easy enough. Doop. Nope. Nope. Cool. Now I can pretty much finish it up the way that I would do it. And then like moving forward, that'll probably be the color scheme for the crane. We need to not simplify it, but change it up a little bit, because if I'm drawing it over and over and over again, we can't have 10 different colors on the crane. That would be insane in the Curious Crane membrane. Okay. I do want to do the darker interior mouth color. Joseph, this program is Procreate, so I draw all of the comics inside of Procreate. This is the new batch that I'm working on. For this comic, I want to do, I think this stick that she's holding, or this pointer, I want to make it kind of those colors, I think. Then I need some gray for her shadow underneath her beak, underneath her feathers there. I'm just going to use this. Hey, Savvy over on TikTok, going through the comics with her daughter. My favorite one is when the characters, or whenever Fearless Fairy helps with memories, sad memories. It's a good one. Thanks for reading. Reading and sharing. There's a lot of parents out there reading the comics with their kids, and it's nice. It's nice to know. Kind of in all ages, you know, some of the jokes we talked about, like what's the readership level of the comic strip. You know, we're probably hitting, there's some teen viewers. Little kids might not understand some of the concepts, but that's just how things are sometimes, right? When you watch things and you're a kid, you don't get the things that you get when you're an adult, but there's still enough messages in there to resonate with what we're trying to say. Really, cat? Come on. My cat can't decide if she wants in or out. Horse. Okay. I want that little there. And for the background on this one, I'm going to keep it pretty. We're going to keep this one pretty simple. So I'm going to stick with this, and I want a color that's going to kind of pop with the white crane. So we do a blue. Let's try like a light, a very light purple. I'm just going to hit the background with that. Then I'll do like a darker floor color. Maybe even more than that. It could be like up here. Oh, I see what I did there. The reference layer is still on. Great. Let's pinch that shut. I'm just gonna. Fill it in like that. Then we're gonna take just a little bit of a purple color for his shadow. Hey, Carly, making peanut butter cookies. She's probably referencing today's comic strip. 555 fan needs to make something quick, and he only has peanut butter, some sugar, and 1 egg. So Resourceful Robin's like, let's make some cookies. Mix a cup of peanut butter, a cup of sugar, pop an egg in there and stir it up real good. Preheat the oven to 350. Someone said earlier, like, should birds be cooking? Is it sanitary? We don't know. Probably not. Make little 1-inch balls on the baking sheet. By the way, parchment paper, probably for the best. Pop in the oven for 10 minutes, and then delicious cookies. And he ate them all. Resourceful Robin's like, hey, weren't those for the party, right? So try that recipe out. Let me know how that works. I've heard that's delicious, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try it someday. I just need something real. I want the focus to be on what they're saying instead of the. Sometimes I'll take a little bit brighter color, kind of just hit up around the faces. You wouldn't know it, but it makes you look at the face when the color draws, even like a slight tone difference. Makes you look at the face. All right, cool. That's looking pretty good. One more thing on this little boy. Oops. Just a little highlight there on his hair. So why not? Check the chat over on Instagram. Sorry if I missed anything. Literally just found your YouTube channel this week. Well, that's great. Hopefully you enjoy the comic strips and everything that we have going on at VeeFriends. There's trading cards, all kinds of stuff. Alien to Society. Welcome to VeeFriends. I'm the cartoonist DJ. All of these characters were created by the way, let's just reset this stream. Let's do that. VeeFriends.com. We got the trading cards. We got the minis, as you can see here. These minis go on your pencil. I can't change my camera, which sucks. Uh-oh. Is my internet down? Well, if I stop streaming, it's been real. I think I'm still live. I was going to show you that if you're still watching, but I don't think that either the website's down or... No, the website's not down. It was just a little glitch on my internet, I think. All characters, if you click any of the characters, here we have Alert Ape. One of my favorites. It'll show a little bit about the characters. But there's also a comic corner now where you can see all the characters. If we've tagged them properly for this week, they'll show up in the comic corner section. And you'll be able to click that and see who all's in the comic strip. This was a good one. And then we've got little tags down here too. So you want to jump to like Genuine Giraffe or Common Sense Cow. We can click Common Sense Cow. We can see all the comics that Common Sense Cow has appeared in so far. And then top left, we can just go to Comic Corner and you can see all of the comic archive over here. So we're on we're finishing up month 3 this weekend. That's crazy. And then we're getting into April. So this is going to fill up, over time. So great job by the internal VeeFriends team. Eric, Cam, trying to remember everybody's names. But hats off to you guys. Thanks for making a cool archive of our comics over on the site. I appreciate having a team. Back when I was just a solo cartoonist, you just do it all yourself, and it's quite a lot to handle, handling all that stuff yourself. She's got brown eyes, so she's looking real nice. Like that. I'm digging this crane. Curious crane. She also has purple eyelids, so even though her eyes aren't closed, I'm just going to give her a little purple in here, just a little eyeliner, just to make her bounce off that background a little bit. It's very subtle, but it's nice. Now Corso will be able to grab that crane and make it into a sticker over on the, for when Curious Crane is explaining something. So, all right, I'm going to just draw for, a few more minutes here. Let's start penciling out the next panel. This one will be tomorrow's comic. And definitely come back, check it out. If you watch it over the weekend or you see the comic over the weekend, you can comment on it and say, hey, I watched him drawing this. It's pretty nice whenever I see. There's a little composition I got to do for this joke. I need a crane kind of standing here, blocking this. And she's not that big, so it's going to have to be bigger. Again, she's got this bigger head, which will help that purpose. Bigger. We can almost go that big. Okay, good. Tatiana over on Instagram, thanks. She said she loves the characters. I forgot to show you too, if you go to the VeeFriends site and click Curious Crane, there's also a video of Gary drawing every single character. They look a little different when he drew them the first time, but he created them. Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him from the internet. If you're not familiar with VeeFriends, then you probably have heard or seen Gary Vaynerchuk at some point in your life. Serial entrepreneur, wine library, VaynerMedia. Most people don't even think about that part of it. Like, he's running one of the world's largest advertising companies. A lot of responsibility. I don't know how he does it all. We're hanging out tomorrow a little bit. It's impressive. He's on a mission. He's on a mission. Not to buy the jets, I think. Like, that's definitely one of his missions, but I think it's a bigger mission of, making the world a better place for everybody. It's part of what VeeFriends is doing here. So we go again with that eye line that I talked about earlier in the stream. I'm going to use that eye line as a sort of an expression. Get rid of that. And a column of numbers here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Maybe I can make those a little smaller. That's good. Push that out a little bit. A little tricky. I just need the 10 numbers, really. That's what I need. have to find out what this is about tomorrow. Don't know if you have any guesses or not, but do you ever invent your own characters for fun? Not VeeFriends. I do. I do. I have a character named Scully Q over on. I'll show you real fast. There's my alarm. There's my other alarm. Wow, okay. It's a good little, yeah, I draw my own characters. I've got a little artist character that's Scully. He's got a little bird named Earl E. Bird. This is for artists, so like our art friends over in the other thing that I do, they draw him too in different styles. So that's Scully. He draws. It's like, that sounds like that job's a bummer. I'm out. And the bird's like, oh yeah. Right. Yeah, I mess around a little bit. This is VeeFriends. Thanks for watching. I hope you tune in tomorrow to see this finished comic. And like I said, VeeFriends.com. VeeFriends.com. Go to all characters. Here, you can click any character. I haven't drawn all the characters yet. I know Admiral's in one. Let's click the Admiral here. The comics that they appear in will be right here. You can click that. Click. And now you can see all of the comics right in an archive, right on the website. Here's today's comic. It's live. Making cookies with Resourceful Robin. And we've got all of the comics up there, man. It's quite a bit. Go back. We got the secret wine party on next Wednesday. I'll be up there. I'll be up there in New York. So hopefully I'll have some secret things on me if you find me at the secret wine party. Last Glass Standing. I think I might have snuck him in. No, he's in another comic, you know. We didn't tag him right. He is in another comic, Hide Now. Sensible Sommelier's been in a couple. Even in the background, there he is. So it's a cool archive that we got going on the VeeFriends site. So thanks for watching today. I'm going to head off into the sunset, draw some more comics, and go to some meetings. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you soon. I'm DJ. Peace. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great holiday. If you're celebrating the holiday, enjoy your weekend and day and life, just in general. You know. Tune in tomorrow to see how this comic, to find out. You'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out what this comic is about. We'll see you then. See you soon.